front of Arthur F. Smith, where teachers took Monday off to protest. Many upset about a recent proposal to close the school after mold and maintenance issues were brought up last month. So far, they had rescued, that he knows of, an elderly gentleman who couldn't get out of his home. But as you can see, there's a reason they were doing that. Alexandria Senior High School's school resource officer found racial messages in the bathroom, including a threat that a shooting would be happening in the future. Ranked 2 Louisiana cities as the worst places to live for allergies, and it's not hard to see why. Food trucks rotate around central Louisiana all week, but what if you could find some of your favorites in one spot? As promised, here's the man of the hour, your next mayor of Alexandria, Jeff Hall. He's joined by his wife right now. What is going through your mind? I know I just had to pull you off stage. You have in support of Arthur F. Smith Middle Magnet. Now I'm going to do the best I can right now to step behind the camera and show you a little bit of what's going on here and how packed the lobby has gotten. Over the last 2 days, a group of teachers have been protesting a proposal to close the school due to the core values of every United States Marine. But in order to get that title, that all starts right here at Paris Island. But they also showed me where a tree hit the front of their home. As you can see, they've removed the tree since then, but there is a lot of damage. Keep in mind, the bus is stationary and the windows are tinted, but when I point the temperature gun inside, it reads 105. Teachers took Monday off to protest. Many upset about a recent proposal to close the school after mold and maintenance issues were brought up last month. Passers-by honked in support as teachers chanted for change.
Save our schools now!
In March, the maintenance director presented the school board with 3 options to fix issues at the school. 1, to close it, moving students across the street to Peabody.
We deserve to keep Arthur F. Smith. It's a community school. It's the heart of, it's one of the heart of Jones Street.
Generations of Smith students are taking a stand to keep the doors open.
We don't mind a temporary movement, but, do like you did with other schools. Bring in portable buildings, keep the kids on the campus. It builds their morale and let them know that you are thinking about them instead of moving them. And now they're feeling defeated.
The board will also consider options to replace air handling units or install direct exchange heating and cooling in the school. However, the price tags quoted for each, with other needed renovations added, is between $2 to $3 million. After seeing photos of the issues and sitting through meetings, parent Jack Hinton is concerned.
Toilets are backing up. Tiles are just corroded with mold and different things of that nature. And these were all pictures, they say, that teachers and students were taking.
Hinton just wants to make sure teachers and students are safe.
The school is an extension of their home. And so, they're not going into a nasty restroom, not going into the cafeteria and wondering if the food is safe to eat.
3 options will be discussed Tuesday at the Rapides Parish School Board meeting starting at 5. I spoke with many school districts across the state who also don't have air conditioning on their buses. In fact, there is no federal or state mandate that requires it. Yet some school districts are still making it happen. Take a look. Jude Clark's first day of school was destined for greatness.
The first day of school and his birthday, yeah.
But when the 7-year-old arrived home that afternoon, his mother, Andrea Clark, knew something was off.
He told me that he had thrown up 4 times. That, of course, was alarming. I immediately got him inside.
Clark says Jude forgot his water bottle that day, and the usual 45-minute ride home was an hour and a half.
It was scary because, you think about heat strokes and stuff, and that's one of the first signs you see.
And Jude's not alone.
It's very sweaty, and since there are so many kids on the bus, you have to sit more than one kid.
Shelby Trotter and her brother Dylan have been riding buses for years.
Usually I'll take off my overshirt if I got an undershirt on. And then I'll usually just take a nap just so it passes.
Their mother, Amanda Trotter, thought her kids might be exaggerating until she saw a Rapides Parish bus operator's Facebook post of her bus temperature reaching 111 degrees.
To really get that reading and temperature kind of shocks you. And to imagine being on that bus with all those little bodies and everything, it's got to be miserable.
While Rapides Parish does have air conditioning on their special education and activity buses, it isn't the only school district without air conditioning on their regular routes. In fact, the state is split. We reached out to all 70 Louisiana school districts to find out if they have air conditioning on their entire bus fleet, hearing back from 51. 21 of the districts say all of their buses have air conditioning, and 21 say their buses do not. 9 districts tell us half of their fleet has air conditioning and counting. Almost all districts mentioned having air conditioning on their special education buses. We boarded a bus to see just how hot it can get. Keep in mind, the bus is stationary and the windows are tinted, but when I point the temperature gun inside, it reads 105. But a bus running air conditioning was a cool 70 degrees.
You get on one, and again, I've driven a bus since I've been here in Grant Parish, and it's an amazing difference, and it's more, more comfortable for the riders and the drivers.
Grant Parish students enjoy AC on all 70 of their buses, but a much smaller fleet than the 251 buses in Rapides. Grant Transportation Director Ty Melton says it's all made possible by a 1% sales tax passed by parish voters in 2005.
In 2006, 70 buses were bought. And then the goal was to every 7 years replenish the fleet. So in the next fleet that was bought, air conditioner was added to those buses, and also we have GPS trackers that we can track the buses.
Aside from a sales tax option, transportation funding comes out of a district's general fund, a pot that is already split multiple ways. There is no federal or state mandate requiring school buses to have AC. It's something local lawmakers could bring to the legislature. However, State Representative Lance Harris says he hasn't heard many parent complaints.
I would need to get a little more details, on why there's not AC in the buses. Is it something that the parish has elected to do? They don't have the funding. It would require a little more research before we may be handing down an unfunded mandate to the school board districts.
Rapides Parish Transportation Director Daniel Bryant took over back in January. He says AC is something he is striving towards and could potentially add to bus purchases later this year.
Those decisions will come up before the board, and we'll have those discussions with finance and our current budget to take a look at the purchases for this current year, and those will probably be made before the end of this year.
In the meantime, students and parents want relief now.
I hear my friends complain a lot.
Most people have AC. Is not really a luxury. I think it's pretty much a necessity.
And after the first day, Clark now drives Jude to school, but worries about students who don't have that option.
Something needs to be done. And I get that it's most likely very expensive, but installing a fan or supplying water in these hot months would be a very inexpensive way to keep the kids cool.
And a few transportation directors across the state tell me adding air conditioning to a bus can cost approximately $10,000 to $12,000. Stephen, Brooke. And a few transportation directors across the state tell me adding air conditioning to a bus can cost approximately $10,000 to $12,000. Every Thursday, members like Gracie Hanley come to practice.
Horses have been my favorite animal since I guess I was born.
But this isn't your average rodeo.
We miss a Monday. I hate missing a Monday or a Thursday.
While the riders are passionate, their focus is faith here at the cross-branded Cowboy Church.
What's Cowboy Church? It's a ministry to those who prefer something a little different to the normal.
Around 2008, church elder Richard Swain was looking for a place to gather cowboys for prayer, at one time meeting in Pine Grove's Family Center.
They didn't like coming there. They would come to a rodeo pen or to a pasture better than they would come into a building.
Then their current location became available, and they got to work.
We laid out a plan, actually on a napkin.
Now, a few years later, Pastor Herb Dickerson gathers his following of 86 for worship.
Our church has got the most amazing openness to any and all comers that I think I may have ever worked with.
It's that warm welcome that got newcomer Terry Dixon hooked 4 months ago.
Every Monday. Now, how you doing, Terry? How was your weekend? It's really friendly church.
Motivating him to take the plunge into a Baptist faith. But conversion isn't the goal.
Some of our people on Sunday go to Catholic, some go to Methodist, some go to Pentecostal.
And the rules are easy.
Here, the preacher preaches in blue jeans and boots.
If you have a hat and boots, that's just a bonus.
You're accepted as you are, and just become a part of the family.
As they grow, Moses says they keep one thing in mind.
Some come back, some don't. This is a different way of worshiping the Lord, but the bottom line is we worship the Lord, and we bring His word.
In Pineville, Allison Bazzle, News Channel 5, your local station.